We're going to talk about how to increase the power in your techniques. We've talked about energy before. We're going to look at the different body actions. I want to outline them for you yet again because I've seen many people that forget some of them from time to time. And I want to give it to you in a way that I think will help solidify it in your mind. It'll make a little bit more sense. So we're going to break it down. So the first thing is, and we've been talking about this recently, all motion is composed of two parts. This is the first step to understanding this. So all motion is composed of two parts. What are they? Both lines and circles. There's both linear and circular motion that we explore in our martial arts techniques. And what we're going to be talking about to start is not energy. We've talked about energy, which is a refresher. Kinetic energy is 1/2 the mass times the speed squared. But the thing is, this is a scalar quantity. You can write that in your notes. That's the fancy term for saying this is just a number. It doesn't have something that momentum has. And what is that? Well, momentum is a vector, which means this has a directionality associated with it. And that's what we're going to concern ourselves with right now, is we're going to try to understand how to increase what we call our body momentum. So momentum has mass and velocity, and we're going to look at how we can increase the velocity within our technique, certainly, but we also want to increase the effective mass that's behind the delivery of our techniques, and we want to understand how to do that with regards to the direction that's associated with the motion of our mass. So all motion is composed of two parts, lines and circles, and there's two fundamental planes of motion. This is sort of the last key ingredient we need before we can start breaking down the body actions. So there's two fundamental planes of motion. What are they? Well, horizontal and vertical. Simple enough. So why did I give you these ingredients? Well, if we know that all motion is either linear or circular, and it can be in either a horizontal plane or a vertical plane, and we want to understand how to bring our mass into motion in a specific direction, how can you remember the different ways that we can do that? Start in the horizontal plane and ask yourself, how can you move your body mass in a linear motion in the horizontal plane? And that gives us our first body action, which we call projection. Essentially, projection, when we use this term, we mean like a projectile. You're going to throw your body behind the technique that you're delivering. So you could call it projection or throwing. And so now I have Justin here to help out. We're going to illustrate an example of this, and then you guys are going to practice it. And then we'll come back and we'll break down the next one, and we'll continue in that manner so that you're not listening to a lecture for the next half hour. I want you guys to understand what's going on here, but also understand how to apply it within your techniques. So the first technique we're going to look at with projection, one of your most basic techniques, I'll have you come to this side. He's going to do a straight punch, and as he steps in, I'm going to check. And look at what's happening as I step out of line of attack. If my timing is correct when he's stepping in and I'm stepping out of line, my center of mass is projecting forward. So when I'm punching him, because that's our initial movement, when I'm punching him, it's not land, punch. I want my mass to be in motion behind that punch, so I want my timing to be perfect. I want him to be stepping into it, so we get borrowed momentum. And I also want my landing to be on impact, so that my mass is still in motion when I hit, or when I impact with my target. But I want to land on impact. Why? So that I can solidify my base. I don't want to be in motion and not have a solid root that I'm establishing as I impact with him, because I could knock myself over, or off balance at least. So he throws his punch, and there's our first move. And of course, you can continue on with the rest of the technique.